Hey, welcome my fellow parents to another exciting episode with Mom of Things. How are we all doing and how are the teenagers and the children behaving? Where are you present in your children's life? That is question I will want to ask you before we move on. Well, if you are new to this channel or you are new to this video, this is Mom of Things where we talk about parenting. Please try as much as possible, pick any topics from our previous videos and just watch. It might help you or help someone that actually needs it, because the parenting of these days and the parenting of the old, they are two different kind of parenting. Most time it is not our fault, because they said the only constant thing in life is what is change, and we are experiencing this change in a different dimension because of what we call social media. Yes, you might be wondering, this social media, how do I handle this thing? It's actually disturbing me, it's destroying my children. My children are so concentrated on this social media and gadget, and I don't know what to do. Well, you are not the only parents complaining of this. A lot of us parents are also battling it secretly in our home. Sometimes your children might be well behaved 90/100, but the only 10% that is missing is actually social media and gadgets. See, come, let us talk as parents, and parents that has teenagers, children, and younger adults. Yes, I have a little solution for us. Maybe this could help you and also help a parent. Yes, because there are some things we as parents we do that is also making this teenager associate themselves or see themselves running to the social media and also concentrating on the gadget. Because there's one thing I will tell you, and I will tell you for free. And if you believe this statement I'm about to say, please drop in the comment section and tell me, oh, I believe that social media is now replacing parenting. That's just the simple truth, because social media has become one thing that our children are so addicted to, because when they need help, they turn to them. We parents are no longer available for our children or our teenagers to talk to. We are busy chasing money. Yes, we are doing it so that they will live a good life. Well, I know, I understand. Every parent understands this. But there is one thing I will let you know. If you fail to be present, social media will be present for them. Gadgets and every other thing will now replace your place in their life. Well, on today's topic, I will be teaching us something that we all are finding it difficult, but it is one thing that we can do or we can undo if we decide to tell ourselves that we want to take parenting very serious. There's one thing I will ask you, is that are we teaching our children, or it is the social media that is teaching our children? The technology is actually taking the place of parenting. That one is one thing we all know, and it is not something we should shy away from, because this is one problem, like I said earlier, that we are battling with, and it is not something to joke about. You see, the digital world is raising our children, and so many things are actually causing it, because one, they spend a whole lot of time with this digital tools or digital equipment. Like you see them with their phones, with their tablets, laptops. Some parents will say, oh, I don't want to buy my child a phone, I don't want to buy my child a tablet. Instead, rather, I will give them a laptop. Where you might be not far from the problem, or you might also be contributing to the problem. I think one thing I have come to realize, the only thing a laptop cannot do is making calls. Then you see every other thing a phone does, the laptop does it. So if you feel that as a parent you are free because you feel that it's laptop they are using and not the phone, then you are getting it wrong. You say the WhatsApp, you can download it on the laptop. You see the YouTube, you can put it, the TikTok, the Facebook, you can put them in the laptop. You see the Snapchat that is even causing the major issue, you can put it on the laptop. And once they have access to the internet, then they can access this thing freely without even needing your input. So if you feel that giving them laptop is far better than giving them phones or tablet, you might be wrong. I'm not saying you are 100% wrong. I'm saying you might be wrong, because if not properly checked, that thing you feel that they should not do on the phone and the tablet can also be done with the laptop. Even if you say it's television, guess what? Now, a lot of homes have smart TVs, and some of these things you are even seeing that you think that they cannot do it on the phone, laptop, and tablet, they are doing it even on the TV that they are watching. So, above all, the only thing I want to tell you before I move forward is that you should be present, monitor them. Who says that technology is not good? You see, I hear parents saying that, oh, my children cannot have access to TV, my children cannot have access to laptop, my children cannot have access to gadgets, phones and tablets because it distracts them. Sometimes I'm wondering, how did these parents even do this? They are trying, because I really need to ask a parent, how do you achieve this and your children are so comfortable with it? But are you, when you do these things, do you still go ahead to monitor them, or you just let them be? Because I've seen parents, or I've seen children that their parents restrict from having access to the internet, having access to gadgets and also on screen, and they still learn and they still get some things from their friends, or they still have a way to meander, or like Facebook, YouTube will say, circumvent the whole activity, and that thing you are preventing them from not knowing, they still end up doing it. So how do you cope? How do you just leave them and said, oh, I've passed the rules, they should understand, or you still go ahead to monitor them, to watch them? And another thing I would like to ask, if you've watched to this extent, because I'm so curious, when they finish reading their books, what do they do? Do they sit down to gist, to talk among themselves, or they sleep, or when they are bored, what do they do? Because sometimes we feel that social media is actually bad. No, it is not 100% bad. It is the usage and your presence that matters a lot. See, you can give them this so that they also know what is happening around the world. Yes, but I don't know. Let me not call, let them not say, oh, I'm advising wrongly, but I'm just talking from my own perspective. That not that social media is 100% wrong, no, but I believe the usage and also we, the parents, how we present things also matters a lot. I don't know if I have parents that are believing this thing I am saying. Well, if you have a school of thought that says, no, my children should not involve in this, they shouldn't even have. Well, that is you and that is your way of parenting. Kudos is a good one. But for me, I believe it shouldn't be totally removed from the children's life. It also helps them, it educates them a lot. Let's move forward. You see, there is something I've come to realize that our children, you find them so much because they spend so much time on YouTube, they spend so much time on Facebook, they spend especially Snapchat. You see, if your child do Snapchat a lot and you are sleeping, you are working on a pains, you are working on the pains, because what will choke you, you will not, when it will choke you, you will not know. You see, and this, why one of the reasons why you see them running to this, especially when they are bored, nothing is happening, is because the presence of us parents is no longer there. You find out that we are no longer present in their life. And because of this, you find them running to where they feel they can get engaged. You see, a parents that have time for their children, that have family time, that have time that they talk, they gist, they watch TV times, they have times that they play games, you find out that they have period. The children will not be so dependent on their gadget or the social media or the internet. But because we are with the place, our place has been replaced, or parenting has been replaced with the social media. That is just it. Even you, if your spouse, as a wife, as a husband, you are not being given attention, you find something else that gives you that attention and satisfaction. And that is where you see our children running to. Let's assume out of the 24 hours in a day, you use 7 to 8 hours to have time for your children. Like when you come back, this is the time to drop the gadget and let's talk, let's play game, let's have family time, let's just talk about things, even the things you saw on the social media, let's talk about it, let's gist about it. You find out that these children will be looking up to that time or that period you are having time, because they will have a lot of gossip to tell you. That is just it. But when you come back for work, you are tired. Sometimes we know you are tired. Everybody should just go. You find out that some homes, when you come in, the parents are holding gadget, the children are holding gadget. Everybody in the home is just busy in one corner doing what will give them satisfaction. And one thing I will tell you is because they find satisfaction in that thing they are watching, in that thing they are doing in the internet. That is why they don't bother you. Our parenting of these days, anything that will not give us headache, we are in it. We don't want it. And if it is the YouTube that will keep the child busy, as far as the child is not watching illicit something, let the child continue. Let it just continue doing what he or she likes doing. And we are just, even if the child is watching something even that is not even proper, you don't care because you are not even there to know whether the child is watching it or not. And that is where our children learn some characters that they ought not to have. They never inherited it from you. Nobody in your family does that, but the internet is the one that teaches them. What we must know in parenting is that technology is a tool and not parenting. You see, there are a lot of things technology can do. It can teach, it can educate, it can tell them things that they want. A phone, a tablet can inspire, it can teach, it can help them do some certain things, but none of these can help you inculcate characters in your children, in as much as technology is good. Because I will tell you one thing, technology is not totally bad because it can help your children learn so many things that you cannot teach. It can educate them. It can give them one or two senses or how to handle some things. Yes, it is not all bad, depending on what you are looking for on the internet. But one mistake you must not make is letting technology replace you as a parent. Don't allow technology replace you, because even if technology can do all this, but there are some things technology cannot do. Technology cannot inculcate characters in your children. It cannot give them values. Another thing is that it cannot teach them responsibility. And one of the problems we are having with the children or the teenagers of this generation is ability to be responsible or to own up, to be responsible. You find out that a lot of them they want easy way. This is your place to teach them how to become responsible, because if you feel the internet or the social media will do that, there you are wrong. It will not help them. It will not even teach them. It will not teach them compassion. It only teaches them what they want to know. But you see, compassion, you as a parent, it is your duty to teach them this, because let's just leave it. You see, morals cannot be taught in the internet. Internet cannot teach your children morals, cannot teach your teenagers morals. Rather, you as a parent, it is your duty for you to teach your children morals. So this is another reason why internet should not replace you. Another thing you must know is this, that children need guidance and not gadgets. You see, like I said, sometimes when you go to some people's home, all you need to see them is everybody holding phones, everybody doing their things. That is not what children need, or that is not what most teenagers need. What they need is guidance. Even in the uses of that gadget, they need guidance. Watch what they do. What do they watch on the internet? How did they go about it? Who did they chat with? That's very, very important. And I will go by this. I have an example. You see, when I started doing content parenting on the social media, you see, I had these foreigners. A lot of them will be on my DM sending me messages, and you will see them telling me that they will pay me money for them to see my nude. So sometimes there was one day I made a video. I said, imagine a child that is timid, that feels, oh, this is an easy way of making money, especially in the social media where they've heard that this kind of thing thrive, and they will just fall victim of it. The next thing you start seeing them sending their nudes to this so-called pedophiles on the internet, and that's where you're not seeing them using it to blackmail. If me, an adult, and they know I'm a full-grown adult, can be sent this message, imagine if your children are not being guided and somebody is telling them do this. you could see they will easily fall victims. And that is why you find out that a lot of people that their nudes are selling on the internet are actually teenagers, young adults, and young children that have no parental guidance. That's just the simple truth. And another thing is that they need conversation rather than connection. You see, when you converse with your children, in my parenting, if you watch my video, there is one thing I always emphasize: it communication, not talking, communication. That it is very important for you to communicate, converse with your children, your teenager, rather than allowing them to have connection on the internet. It is as bad as you see it, because sometimes, hey, the kind of problem you find, they find themselves. And the truth is most time when it becomes too late, that is where you, the parent, get involved. So by the time you start conversing with them, you start talking with them and start having communication with them, then, my dear parent, you now understand why I'm telling you that they need conversation rather than connection. Another interesting is we have to know that technology is actually one of the things that is taking over our children. And I will tell you again, technology is not bad, but it is the usage and the presence, our presence, that matters a lot. And if you feel that technology is bad, because of that, you want to totally eradicate your children from it, you might be going the wrong way. I don't know, you might be going the wrong way. Why not introduce them, monitor them, watch them, see how they are able to handle things? You will see, let me just strip in this. Why I'm telling you that you shouldn't totally eradicate technology and internet from your children. Have you seen some children that sometimes when you ask them some things, it's like they've never been on this planet Earth? Like they don't even know anything about it. Something happened and they will tell you, oh, I don't really know about it. Oh, because my parents never allowed us to do. And sometimes it tends to affect them in a negative way. You see, trying to protect them from what will harm them. Sometimes you have to also let them know, introduce them to it. You see, some parents will not want their children to smoke, but do you know what they will do? They will take them to where they know that smoking, or to the person that smoking has actually harmed. And you find out that they will tell them, this person has been smoking and this is what actually happened to the person. You see, they usually want stone to kill two birds because they don't want their children to smoke. That they took the child to go and see the effect of smoking. Sometimes you can just tell them, oh, the internet is bad. But other people are telling them that I was able to solve this problem because I went to the internet to search. I was able to solve this problem or got this idea because I saw somebody talking about it on the internet. The truth is this, and I will still tell you for free, internet is not as bad as you say it. But if it replaces you as a parent to start helping you doing your work, then internet becomes bad. Another thing I want to trip in, if you've watched to this extent, is please, if you know your children are on Snapchat, it is very important for you to be on your toes, because that is where most of the evils are being perpetrated. And one thing I have to ask, why so much on this Snapchat? They said that this particular app does not keep record of your wrongdoings. So most times you do it and it just go. But the person that gets hold of it becomes a victim. So what am I saying is this, according to them, that whenever you go there, like when you go to the YouTube, you go to Instagram, or you see other activities your children have watched or have used or have gone through. Then you see on that particular app, when you go there, you will find nothing. The story will clear, everything will clear, and you don't see it. But the evil that child has used that particular app to perpetrate will marvel you. So if possible, if there are apps and you know that, oh, it is not wise for them to use now, please, this is now time to start educating them. And one thing I must tell you before I go, I think this video will have a part 2 because I have not been able to finish everything I'm talking. It's going to have a part 2. One of the things I will let you know is this, that no matter how bad some things is, there are some good things that are attached to it. And if you feel that you are so scared about your children, your child using the internet, please pick out the good one for them and also tell them the do's and the don'ts about it. It will help them a lot. And as a parent, if there is anything you want to take home in this video, is this: social media is not 100% bad, but where it is bad is when it is replacing you as a parent. You see, we want soft life. All of us want baby girls life. We don't want stress. Anything that will just remove stress from us, we just want it. And that also includes parenting. A lot of us don't want stress when it comes to parenting. And one of the way we are removing stress from parenting is allowing them to consistently and constantly, if I can use the two words together, use gadgets. It is not good. Sometimes monitor them. They should have time for screen time, they should have time for gadget time, and they should have time for family time. Even if it is 1 hour, you can gather your family together and have a discussion. It will leave a memory on them. These are times we talk. These are times we do things. Yes, we leave our gadget, we work, so that when they grow up, they can impart such in their children's life. I don't know if you enjoy this particular video and you know very well that this thing I'm saying is the simple truth. Please don't forget to leave a meaningful comment. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. And please share this video to a parent. I am Omoye Audu. Until I come your way next time, please don't allow gadgets to replace you as a parent. That is a simple home taking. Thank you and have